everyone, and welcome back to the breakdown. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a modded server in Minecraft 1.16.4 from downloading the modded server files to getting your modded server set up. It's all covered in this video. Now, I do want to mention that this is not a 24-hour server. It's only meant for your friends, your family, people that you trust, and on top of that, you're going to need a decent computer to be able to run this server. Modded servers are more resource intensive than like a vanilla Minecraft server is, and because of that, you're going to need, like I said, a decent computer with at least 16, if not 32 gigabytes of RAM and a newer CPU to be able to run this. Now, specific specs are going to vary depending on how many mods you run and things like that, but overall, you're not going to be able to run this off of a, older computer or even a few year old computer. For example, my computer was built a few years ago and it struggles running modded servers. I can do the tutorial, but that's about it. You need decent hardware to be able to do this. But what if you don't have that? Well, that's where Apex Minecraft hosting comes in. You can check out Apex at the first link down below, the breakdown.xyz/Apex. And at Apex, you can host a server for anybody and everybody. I mentioned this was only made for your friends and family. That's because it's hosted on your own IP address. And even with your own IP, you can do things like DDoS you, figure out where you live, all of that stuff. It's not something you want to give out to anybody and everybody, so it's only for your friends and family. At Apex, you can give your server out to anyone in the world. Does not matter. They are set up for that. And on top of that, it's hosted on Apex's own hardware. So if your computer isn't going to be able to run a server, then Apex comes in and says, hey, host it on our hardware. As long as you can play Minecraft, you can run a server on Apex Minecraft hosting with mods. Plus, if you want to start a mod pack server, Apex has over 130 mod packs with one-click installation. Yes, you heard that right. Just one click, basically select the mod pack you want, and you have a server up and running that mod pack. Last but not least, we're setting up a Forge server here today because that's the most popular way to get a modded server, and Apex Minecraft hosting has one-click setup of Forge, so that way you don't have to worry about it. Literally just set up Forge in one click, and then set up your mods, which if you do have any issues with, you could reach out to Apex's 24-hour, 7-day-a-week support, and they would be able to help you get your mods installed and walk you through that process. It is absolutely incredible. We love and trust Apex so much that we host our own server, play.breakdowncraft.com on them. They truly are the only way to start your own Minecraft server in the quickest and easiest way possible. So you can again check them out at the first link down below, the breakdown.xyz/Apex, to get your server set up. But what if you do want to host a server locally? You've got a decent computer, and on top of that, you're going to be able to only host it and play with your friends and your family. If that's what you're looking to do, then this tutorial can help you out. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. First thing you need to do is go to the second link down below, and that's going to take you here. And you might be like, Forge, this is a single player tutorial for Forge. And yes, it is. It shows you how to get Forge in single player, but what we really need is the download for Forge. So once you're here, just click on this green download Forge button. That will then take us off to Forge's official website, where we want to make sure Minecraft 1.16.4 is selected. As you can see, it says 1.16.3 there. So we're on the wrong version. To go to the right version, we want to come over here to the left-hand side, click this plus 1.16, and then click on 1.16.4. That's going to open up a page like this where we can see it says MC1.16.4 here. That means we're on the right page. Now we want to come under download latest and click on the installer button. Now this isn't going to take us off to add focus. Stop! Don't click anything on this page. Don't click a single button on this page whatsoever except the red skip button that will appear after 7 seconds in the top right. So again, once you're on this page, just sit, wait, don't click on anything, and then after a few seconds in the top right, this red skip button will appear. Click on that red skip button, and in the bottom left, we have Forge download. As you can see, there is Forge. And go ahead and keep the file on Google Chrome. On Mozilla Firefox, it'll open up in the center of your screen, and you'll need to save the file. Now we go ahead and minimize our browser. Here on our desktop, we do have the Forge file we downloaded. If this isn't on your desktop, it's going to be found in your downloads folder. To find that, go ahead and click the little Windows icons in the top left of my screen, probably in the bottom left of your screen. Click that little Windows icon in the top or bottom left of your screen, right like so. Go ahead and type in downloads. You have this downloads file folder. Click on that and drag Forge from your downloads folder to your desktop, just for ease of use. Now let's go ahead and get Forge installed. So this is actually a two-step process. You do need Forge, and so does anyone else who's playing on your server. So that second link down below is very, very important because anyone playing on your server needs to download Forge as well. So make sure you send them that tutorial. That way they can get Forge set up locally while you're setting up your Forge server. But nevertheless, once you've got this set up here, we need to go ahead and get started with it. Now, if your Java coffee cup logo doesn't look like this, that could be okay, but it might also be a problem. So let's go ahead and check that first. So let's go ahead and right-click on Forge, click on Open With, and if you have Java here, click OK. But if you don't have Java here, here's what you can do. You need to go to the description down below and download and install this version of Java. This is the version of Java for Minecraft servers and Minecraft mods. This is a modded server, so you're definitely going to need this version of Java. And it's a quick and easy 3-step tutorial to get it. We've also got an in-depth video. Now, most people will then be able to open up Forge with Java. However, some of you may still have problems, or your Java logo may look a bit weird, like it may not look like, the Java coffee cup logo on the file. To fix that, you're going to want to run the jar fix, another quick and easy 3-step tutorial, where you can just go through these 3 steps and get the basically jar files linked to Java once again. Just kind of links them together, makes them all work. Then once you've done that, we can finally minimize our browser, and here is Forge. Now before we go ahead and start this truly, we want to right click on our desktop, create a new folder. So we've right clicked, and then once we've right clicked on our desktop, we want to go ahead and click on the new folder button. You can name this whatever you want. I'm going to name it play.breakdowncraft.com. Why am I naming it that? Because that is our own incredible Minecraft server. We have native 1.16.4 grief protected survival. Medieval survival has 30 custom quests, MMO elements. It's truly incredible. And then we have aquatic survival, which has that slash shop based economy and just an amazing, amazing community. We've also got custom Skyblock with huge changes and updates coming to Skyblock very, very soon, so be on the lookout for that. But play.breakdowncraft.com is the IP, and I cannot wait to see you online. But nonetheless, once you've got your folder created here, we can finally right click on Forge, click on Open With, click on Java, and click OK. Now the first thing we want to do is just click on Install Client and click OK. Now the reason we're doing that is we want to install Forge locally on our computer first. That's the first step. We want to install Forge locally, get all of that set up, get it installed, all of that, and then it'll come up and say successfully installed client profile Forge. Awesome. Click OK there. Now again, we want to right click on Forge, click on Open With, click on Java, and click OK, except this time, instead of clicking Install Client, we want to click on Install Server. When we do this, it's going to come up in this bright red box and say, there are already files in the target directory. Yeah, we don't want that. We want to make that red box go away. To do that, click on these three dots over here on the right-hand side. That's going to open up this sort of like folder menu here. Click on Desktop, and then in here, you will find the folder you created, which in our case is play.breakdowncraft.com. Go ahead and double-click on that and click on Open. Then, when you click OK, the red box will go away. Do you see that? The red box went away. And then when you click OK, it's going to open up this. And now what it's doing is actually installing Forge in these folders back here. As you can see, Forge is now, installing back there. There's folders happening. We could actually open this up if we wanted to. There's some of the Forge folders. It's doing more things, though. As you can see, a lot of stuff is happening. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick jump cut, and I'll meet you once it's finished installing Forge and all the server stuff. So there we go. As you can see, successfully downloaded Minecraft server and installed 1.16.4-Forge. Awesome. We can go ahead and click OK. And now if we go ahead and open up that folder again, this is our play.breakdowncraft.com, basically our main Minecraft server folder. When we open this up, we have a few things. Now, you would think we would be dealing with this, but we're not going to be touching the Minecraft server file at all. What we're going to be using is this Forge 1.16.4 file. Now, the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and right-click on that and click Rename, and then just change it to Forge Server. Now, in your case, it might just be called Forge Server. There may not be a .jar at the end. If you want to make that appear, click on View up here at the top, and then click on this File Name Extension button. As you can see, I clicked off of it, and the .jar is gone. Click on View again and click on File Name Extensions. That will come back. I'm going to have to do it again here. Yeah, for some reason it does that. But there we go. File Name Extensions .jar comes back there. So now it's forgeserver.jar. So again, rename the Forge file right there. That's Forge 1.16.4 that's in this server directory to just Forge Server, right like so. Now once you've done that, we can go ahead and right click and create a new text document in this folder. Now you can leave this name new text document, but what we want to do is go ahead and open it up. To do that, just double click on it. Now in this new text document, you want to go to the description down below and you'll find these codes. What this signifies is how much RAM your server is going to have. 2 gigabytes, 3 gigabytes, 4 gigabytes, and truthfully you could add more to that by changing these two numbers right here. As you can see, if you change this to like, I don't know, 6,000, that's going to be 6,000 megabytes of RAM. If you change those two numbers to 6,000, that's what's going to happen there. For this server, I'm just going to be using 2 gigabytes. You should never host a modded server on just 2 gigabytes, to be honest with you, unless you're going to run like 2 or 3 mods. Modded servers eat RAM. They really, really do. I would recommend at least 3 or 4 gigabytes for them. However, for this one, we're going to be using 2 gigabytes because it's not going to have any mods until the next video, which you can watch to see how to install mods. But nevertheless, even still, it's just going to be a couple. So 2 gigabytes should be enough. Once you've got this pasted in here, what we want to do is go ahead and click on File, Save As, and then you can save this as run.bat. So make the file name run.bat and make the save type as all files. So name run.bat, save type as all files, and click Save. We can go ahead and close out of this file. We can minimize this. Again, all those codes are in the description down below. And then we have this handy run.bat file. Go ahead and double click on that. And when you double click on it, it's going to go ahead and open up and start trying to start your server. But then it's going to fail. As you can see, failed to load eula.txt. Press any key to continue. So we press that. And then we have this eula.txt file that has appeared. Go ahead and double click on that, and as long as you go to this link and agree to the Minecraft EULA, which we do in this case, we can do EULA equals false to EULA equals true. So change EULA equals false here to EULA equals true, TRUE, exactly like that. Then go ahead and do File, Save, and now when you double click on that run.bat file, your server is actually going to start up at this point. So the server's going to start up, it's going to get up and running, it's going to be great, and it's going to take some time. Modded servers are slow, they take time to get started, so don't be afraid to just kind of sit back and relax and let things load up. But I'll show you what to look for and how you'll know when your server is actually up and running. So let's go ahead, do a quick jump cut, and I'll see you once the server's live. So once the server is set up, you will see done here, right like so. And like I said, that signifies the server is set up. Now at this point, you can join your server, but your friends, your family, no one else can. I'm going to show you how to allow them to join, but before we get into that, let's make sure you can join it. The first step of that is actually opening up that little Windows icon, again, top left of my screen, bottom left of your screen. Go ahead and click on that little Windows icon and then type in CMD. Then we're going to open up command prompt here, and in command prompt, you're going to type ipconfig, ipconfig, exactly like that, and hit enter. That's then going to open up a bunch of information, but what we're looking for is right here. I'm going to go ahead and open up a notepad document here, and in this notepad document, we're going to copy over our IPv4 address, so IPv4 address, which is right here. So in our case, that's 192.168.1.123. And then we also want our default gateway. Now, our default gateway is going to be used when we allow our friends to join it, but it's right here, and we're going to go ahead and grab it anyway. In my case, that's 192.168.1.1. Now, your default gateway might have actually two strings of like numbers and letters, and then one that's just numbers. So as you can see right here, this IP address, the IPv6 address, this is numbers and letters. Then all of these under it are just numbers. If you have a default gateway that's numbers and letters, under it, most likely you'll have one that's just numbers. We need the one that's just numbers. So just take down the numbers that are under that big long string of numbers and letters. I hope that made sense. But basically, if there's any letters in your default gateway, go with the one under it that doesn't have any letters in it. Now we can go ahead and close out a command prompt, and we can copy this IPv4 address. While we're doing that, let's go ahead and open up the Minecraft launcher. And before you slam that play button, before you do that, we want to be playing on our Forge profiles. Click the little arrow to the left of the play button here. You should have a Forge profile here. It should say 1.16.4-Forge under it. Click on that and click play. However, I'm going to be using this one because this is the correct resolution. Go ahead and click play. And then Minecraft will open up with Forge installed in it, and we can join our server. Again, you must have Forge installed in order to join your server. It's a must. You have to do that for it to work. Now, I do notice we have some mods installed here. Occasionally, if you have mods installed locally that aren't on your server, it can cause issues. I'm going to see if it does here. If it does, I can quickly uninstall them, do a quick jump cut, and it'll be like it never happened. But let's go ahead and see if it does have an effect. I will meet you, though, on the Minecraft main menu. So here we are loading into the Minecraft main menu. If we click on the mods tab here, we'll be able to see Botania is what is installed. Let's go ahead and click on multiplayer. And wait, what is that? Play.breakdowncraft.com, the best Minecraft server in the multiverse. Come play with us. As you can see, survival, skyblock, grief protection, full 1.16 support. Come play with us. Truly incredible. Nevertheless, though, we're joining our modded server. So we'll click on Direct Connect here. Go ahead and paste in our IPv4 address here. Again, we want to get that IPv4 address that we wrote down in Notepad and paste it in here into the server address. Then click Join Server. Now, as you can see, the mismatch mod channel list is the warning you'll get if you have mods installed that aren't installed on the server. So let's go ahead, close out of this. Let me uninstall these really fast, and I'll meet you back on this screen to join the server. Here we are, like nothing ever happened, except we gained a player on Breakdown Craft. But if we go ahead and click cancel here, click on mods, the Botania mod is no longer there. So now, if we go ahead, click Direct Connect, put in that IPv4 address, and click Join Server, we'll see on the left-hand side, we will join right on in. So there we go, Nix Games has joined the game, and we'll join on in the center of our screen here. Boom, we are now on our server. Now at this point, your friends can't join. If you try to give the IP address that you just used to join your server to your friends, it's just simply not gonna work, like at all. But this is proof of concept. Your server is live and you can join your server. Truthfully, I would recommend always using your IPv4 address to join your server. It's going to give you the best connection, and sometimes you can't use your public IP, which is what your friends are going to use, by the way. You can't use that to join because, I don't know, ISPs are weird. Sometimes they just don't allow it. But you'll always be able to join off of your IPv4 address. Even though your friends will join off of your public IP, you'll still be connected to the same server. So, nonetheless, we have joined. That's the proof of concept. So let's go ahead and disconnect. I'm actually going to quit out of Minecraft. Normally, I wouldn't do that, but I'm doing it here because just to save computer resources, basically. We then need to go ahead and stop our server. And to do that, by the way, you just want to type in STOP in like the little text box that was there. There's like a little area you could type in that, type stop, hit enter. It'll close out the server properly. Always do that. But now we can go ahead and port forward, which is what we need to do to allow our friends to join. So if you want your friends to join your modded server, this is how you're going to do it. The first step is going ahead and opening up your server.properties file here. So go ahead and double click on that. Then you want to open that in Notepad if you don't already open it in Notepad. For me, it opens automatically in Notepad. For you, you may need to select Notepad to open it with. Then we want to go ahead and scroll down and find server-IP equals. Then we want to come back over here and copy that IPv4 address that we've become all too familiar with. I'm going to go ahead and copy that and paste it next to server-IP equals. No spaces, nothing like that, just server-IP equals number. Like no spaces or anything. And then go ahead and file, save. Now we want to go ahead and copy the default gateway here from this notepad document. Then we want to go back to our browser, open up a brand new tab, right like this, and then go ahead and paste into that brand new tab up here at the top where you normally type in Breakdown Craft or YouTube or whatever. You want to go ahead and paste in that default gateway. Then hit enter and it will open up this right here for me. For you, it might open up something that looks completely different, but it'll be one common factor, and that common factor is going to be this. There'll be some sort of a login box. Mine's here on the right-hand side. Yours may pop in from the top, may pop in from the bottom, maybe in the center of your screen, but you're going to have some sort of a login box. What do you enter in here? Well, your router's username and password, of course, and in the description down below, we have this in-depth guide defining your username and password for your router. It's actually a method system. Basically, you'll try method 1. If that doesn't work, move to method 2. If that doesn't work, move to method 3, so on and so forth until you found your router's password. Most people find it by method number 3 here, and you'll be good to go. You can then come back here and log right on into your router. Now, unfortunately, when you log into your router, just like our login screen, it's probably going to look completely different from what you see here. And that's okay. Why is that okay? Because we have an in-depth guide right here, linked in the description down below on how to port forward. Now, the text guide that's here is good, but what you're really wanting is this right here. This is a video that goes through all the top routers from Comcast and AT&T to Netgear, Cisco, Linksys, Asus. All of it is covered in this video. And guess what? Even if your specific router isn't mentioned, don't get discouraged. Watch this entire video, because when you watch this entire video, you're going to pick up all the different terms and things and like different looks routers can have. And when you get into your router, you'll probably be like, wow, this is actually very similar to a Netgear router or to a Cisco router or to an AT&T router, even though it's not the exact same kind of router as that. That's because a lot of the router companies just use the same version of software, just reskinned and changed for their own brand. So that's why it's important to watch that video. Even if your router's not listed, go ahead, watch it, pick up, soak up the different terms that you should be looking for. And then when you get into your router, you'll be a lot more prepared. Now, for me, it is in security. For you, it may be in the advanced tab or the advanced admin tab or the admin tab. It could be in a port forwarding tab. It could be in a port forwarding / port triggering tab. It could be in an apps and gaming tab. Again, it could be in security. It could be in NAT forwarding, NAT forwarding. It could be in NAT gaming, NAT gaming. For me, though, it's in security. Then it's in apps and gaming. Like I said, it could be. And then we're still not done. It's in single port forwarding to finally be able to port forward. Now, for me, I had to click add a new single port forward. For you, you may have a big list of ports, something that kind of looks like that. If that's the case, just use the first one and then save it when you're done. However, for me, I have to click add a new single port forward. Now, for your application name or ID, just go ahead and type in Minecraft. It's just saying, what is this port forward for? It's for Minecraft. Now, for your external port, internal port, port 1, port 2, first port, second port, doesn't matter if it says the word port at all. Go ahead and enter 25565. Internal port, guess what? It says the word port on it, so that means 25565. Anything that says the word port, put 25565 right in there. For your protocol, you want to select TCP/UDP, UDP/TCP, or both, whichever one. If you can't select both, do this twice. Leave all the information the same, but do it once for TCP and once for UDP. However, we can't select both, so that's what we're going to do. Now, for our device IP, this is going to be your IPv4 address that we got earlier. So in my case, that's 192.168.1.123. Now, for you, it could be something completely different. And you may not even have an option for an IP, but instead have a list, a drop-down box of all of the devices connected to your computer. If that's the case, select a device that you want to start your server on. For example, for me, this would be this big, my gaming PC. For you, it may be your laptop. Whatever computer you're starting your server on, go ahead and click on that on the device dropdown. Now, most people at this point can save, they can click apply, they can click OK, they're done. However, some people do have an outside or external IP that's needed in a port forward. But guess what? Every single person watching this video needs that IP address. That's because it's the IP address that you're going to be giving to your friends to join your server. So to find that, you want to go to the description down below to our website, which is right here. This is going to show you your public IP address. It's also going to show you some of the information people can get from your public IP, and that's why it's so important to keep this private, to keep this server for just people you would invite over to your house, because you can see what happens. If you don't want that, go ahead and get an Apex server. Right there it is. Right there is an Apex server. Go ahead and get that set up and running. That way you can be able to have your server open for anybody and everybody. That's the best way to do it. However, if not, let's go ahead and copy our IP address here, and then we can go ahead and come back over to our port forward, paste it in if we need it. If not, save it, okay. And now we can join our server. So the first step of that is starting the server with the run.bat file. Then we also need to go ahead and open up the Minecraft launcher and launch up Minecraft with Forge. So make sure you've got that Forge profile selected and then go ahead and click play. Now I'm going to go ahead and let both of these open up, do a quick jump cut, and I'll meet you once the server and Minecraft are open. So here we are, we have Minecraft open here with Forge, and we've also got our Forge server up and running. Now we can go ahead and click on multiplayer, direct connect again, except this time we're not going to be using our IPv4 address. I've quickly pasted it in there, but we're going to be using our public IP address that we got from our website. Now again, you can only see 100. You can see 100 on our website. Everything else was blacked out. On here, you can also see 100 at the end. That's just showing you we're using the same IP in both places. But again, you don't want to give this out to anybody and everybody. If you do, use an Apex server, because then you'll be able to. Let's go ahead and click join server, and it's going to log us right on in. As you can see over here on the left hand side, it's logging us on in right like so. Boom, we are now in game, looking good. So yeah, simple stuff. That's how you can start your own server with mods in Minecraft 1.16.4. Now again, you may not be able to join off your public IP, and if you can't, that is okay. A lot of ISPs don't allow that. They don't allow you to join off of your public IP. Only your friends would be able to do that. If that's the case, just use your IPv4 address that we used earlier to test our server. All fine, no worries there. However, if your friends can't join off your public IP, it's most likely due to either an antivirus on your computer or Windows Defender firewall. Well, guess what? We have a tutorial on how to disable Windows Defender for your Minecraft server and do it in a safe way. That way you're still secure, but actually able to allow your friends to join. So if you do want to see that, you can check it out in the description down below if your friends have problems joining your server. If you do go through that tutorial and you are still having issues, most likely that is going to be due to the fact that there is an antivirus or a firewall on your router or computer blocking it other than Windows Defender. So there you have that. If you do have any questions, let us know in the comment section down below, and come play with us on the best Minecraft server in the multiverse, play.breakdowncraft.com. Over 200 players online every single day. We have 1.16.4 native support with degree-protected survival, medieval survival having 30 custom quests and a player-based economy, aquatic survival, amazing /shop-based economy, and truly incredible community over there. We also got custom Skyblock with huge updates coming to Skyblock very, very soon, so I cannot wait to see you online. My name is Nick, this has been The Breakdown, and I am out. Peace.